Whoa, good day guys, what's doing? Alright, welcome back to another episode. Now this episode is going to be the first one where we rip into cars and start doing some actual modifications other than Jake's video. So, I didn't film it at all, but I got the Bullbar painted. How good does it look? Like, it's absolutely unreal. But on the downside of that, the poke on this car is absolutely mental. So we'll rewind about a week or two ago. Oh no, it'd be a fair while ago now. Easter, I got defected again, so it's my own fault. I went to Rainbow Beach, Defect Island, the little town before it. Oh, Double Island, sorry. And we got done again. So it's not the end of the world. I don't have to rip the car apart. Not a massive fine. So long story short, I'll show you the flares. We got some big 75mm color-coded flares to suit here. Now, they stick here and they screw underneath, so it should look pretty decent. I'm also keen because they're going to cover all the dents I've got in the tub, so I don't have to worry about all of that. So I'm going to have to flare these back in from flexing out, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so it's come with these little bolts. I should have opened the packet, but you can see here, it's got these little clips. So these clips are going to sit up on here, on the inner guard here, and it's going to pull the flare up towards it. As long as with that, it's also going to stick. So to do that, we're going to have to rip the wheel off and see how we go with this inner guard that is so very secure, and give it a go. Guess we're going to start with jacking the front up, taking the wheels off, and going from there.
I'm from outer space, I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away, I'm illuminated now, make a move, start the waves. I've been breathing on my fire for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want the coastline. Artificially intelligent way, I'm your future, past and present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missing link of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just flow. I don't need gravity, I need room. When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't.
Yeah, okay. So, got both wheels off. I've given each of the surface a clean, where the adhesive is going to stick to. So I'm going to test fit the flares and just see how they look. Yeah, okay. So they don't look too bad. And they're lining up here at the front, all the nice lines. I think we're good to go. Now that I've confirmed that it sits nicely, I've got to figure out a way to do it that'll be strong and it'll last. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pre-drill the holes all through the bottom of here, the two mud flap bolts here, where I should have mud flaps. And then I'm going to peel the adhesive back, but I'm only going to peel it back once I've pre-started all the screws. So that way I can peel the adhesive, I can hold it firm and tight so it gets a nice strong bond, and then I can bang up the screws and hold it in place. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it and make it legal. Yo, okay, so I know it's pretty common, they're like security bolts. They're basically it's a little star pattern instead of your standard screw. So I picked up a case from these from Total Tools because before I got my big yellow jet ski, my 230, I had a Sea-Doo Spark. And long story short, I crashed into my mate and I put a massive hole in the bottom of it. And we basically rebuilt the whole thing, put a new hull under it and everything. So, and basically the whole jet ski, there goes my bit, was put together with these sort of screws. So it's definitely handy in having a kit like this laying around in the shed. Okay, she's nice and mounted, she's all lined up. The last step is to peel off the adhesive and press it to stick. I know my car at the moment like the back of my hand, and I know that if I put this wheel back on as is, it's going to scrub. So, much like I did to the car before, we're going to grind some out. So, it's just a small section, just where it scrubs. Yes, I've got my safety blade on my grinder. Yeah, I've got extra jacks under the car, and yeah, I've got safety goggles on. And far out, I put the disc on the grinder wrong. Okay, so just like that, nice and tidy, this side is done. So I can probably chuck this wheel back on and then go get stuck back into the other side. Okay, so my phone overheated being out in the sun filming, but I've got both sides done, and how bloody good does it look? So she's a bit naked, but wide body naughty nav inbound. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, I need this jack to jack up the rear end and take the wheels off. So front end is going back together. Okay, so this is quite annoying. The camera keeps cutting out because it's out in the sun. It just overheats, then I have to cool down. And I'm running out of time because I've got stuff to do this afternoon and tonight. So front end is back together, but you wouldn't have seen that because it keeps cutting out. So it looks pretty darn good. So that's the front, covers pretty well. It's a bit aggressive, but I'd rather do that than get defected again. So now we're going to get stuck into the rear, and there's going to be a bit of fun in the rear end because we're going to have to fix this. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat the whole process but at the back. Now I'm excited for this one because I'm going to cover this dent here. I got that dent because Jake, I dropped his old 35s off when he got defected. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, pitch black. Had him in the tub, I just threw him out of the tub and it rolled back, bounced back and hit the tub, and I was like, ugh! So I just heard it hit the car and I couldn't see what it was. And then it was like a day later, I'm like, oh, that's what it was. So gonna cover that. We're also gonna move these mud flaps out and get them legal height. 300 mil above the ground is the max we can go. And then we're going to flare this back in so we can actually somehow screw into it. Hey, got the wheel off, got the mud guard off. Now I've got to fix this. Oh, okay, she's not pretty. It's about the 4th time I've done that. That's initially why I lifted the car to 6 inch, so I could run 4 inch in the rear, so it would avoid that, which it did. But then I got majored. So, here we are. Simple fix. Okay, so now we're just gonna repeat the process again, except I'm not gonna have to grind anything, and it should be as simple as screwing it in halfway, peeling it back, and completing the screws. Okay, that one took a bit longer than I expected. It was a bit hard to line up. But it is on. I am now currently taking measurements for the mud flaps. I'll get the other side, the right side. I should probably clean it, but I probably won't. And then I'm just going to bang it on with, I think, sort of 45mm self-tapper. So I put extra bolts in here because this is the side that flared out. So hopefully she's sturdy and she doesn't break when I take her out. Okay, that one took way longer, but this back right side is on. Mud flap is mounted. It's a little bit on the piss, but it was a bit hard trying to get it straight in there. So it doesn't look too bad from behind, I reckon, with a bit of a clean. But more importantly, it covers the wheel. So leave me. Okay, now that this side's good, I'm running out of time really fast. So I might not film the next one. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning when I'm helping Riley, but I'm just gonna hook in and get it done. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not overly happy with the coverage on them. I reckon someone could still pull me up for that, but oh well. It's part of the game we play. Okay, so I'm running out of time in general. I've got stuff to do. So I'll get this off, I'll get this flare on. We'll give it a bit of a clean. And then I'll give you a bit of a rundown what's on the rest for this episode. I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow morning, 8 AM sharp. So I'll get this on, give it a clean, and we'll see how we go.
Everything I said I knew I did. Oh yeah. Come through. Everything I said I knew I did. Oh yeah. Oh baby, let's face it, I'm not into dating. I haven't been patient ever since I've been famous. My time has been racing, my motives are basic. This life I've been chasing, these hearts I've been breaking, and these girls I've been tasting. Don't ever get naked, just put it in a ponytail. Fucking from behind, fucking with their clothes on, panties to the side, with their panties to the side, like a dawn do. Get away, let it slide like a sunroof. Got gold, got jeans, got hoes, got cribs, got niggas that'll die for a prince. Come a city on lock, XO to the dead. Left town in the coach, came back in the jet. Come through. I'm not living like I did before. Come through. I said come through. Everything I said I do, I did. Come through. Oh yeah. Come through. I've been out there putting down that work.
Okay, so I did end up running out of time. And I actually missed my deadline for the thing I'm doing this afternoon. So I could have ended up filming it, but it doesn't look too bad. So I gave it a bit of a clean. She looks decently tidy. There's a bit of a gap here, which I reckon stuff can get in. Oh, I'm caked in mud, grease, grime. But touch wood, she covers like decently, not the full thing, but compared to what that was, this is covered so much better. So hopefully they leave me alone now. But I'll leave this here, pick it up in the morning. Okay, welcome back to Saturday morning. So second half of this episode is we're putting a Bullbar on Riley Dan's Navara. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but this just comes back to having a go. So as you saw, like I got my Bullbar painted, so I had to learn how to take my Bullbar on and off, basically when I installed it, and then to get it painted. So going forward, Riley doesn't really know what he's doing, or what he said so, and he doesn't have the tools. And the bloke that we're getting it off it's still on his car. His name's Jesse Wilkinson, so he's got a nav too, and he doesn't have the tools to get it off too. I don't know what's going on. I just know I'm going to go give him a hand, and we're going to swap Riley's bumper for Jesse's Bullbar. So I'm on my way there now. So all we're going to do is we're going to take Riley's bumper off his Navara. It's just the standard stock bumper. And then we're going to take Jesse's Bullbar off, and we're basically going to swap them. I really hope I have all the tools in the car with me now, because it's about a half an hour drive to their place. So it's going to be kind of cooked if I have to come back home to get more tools. But touch wood, I should have everything. So you're going to stop, grab something to eat, and then we're going to get stuck into it. Also, I want to mention, like, just having a crack at things. So I wouldn't know how to pull this car apart. So, like, everything you see here, putting the flares on, I got no idea how to put them on. I'm just, like, having a go. Like, oh, it needs a bolt there, I'll put one in there. Oh, it's sticky there, I'll put it there. So I know the flares aren't a hard thing to do. It's like literally a couple bolts and some sticky tape. But the same thing happened when I got defected. I had to take my whole suspension out of this thing, everything, and put it back in the car once I got done. And I had no clue how to do it, but I just had to go. So it's the same principle today. Like, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. Like, I don't have an exact plan for that bolt, that bolt, that bolt. But I just know there's going to be like a couple bolts holding it on, and there's going to be a couple of them you just got to take out, rip the bar off, and put them back on the car. It's easy enough too, because they're both Navaras, and me being myself in a Navara, I kind of know what I'm doing because I've been working in the front end. So I know it's got to have 2 bolts in the front of the chassis, everything. So don't be afraid to have a go and work on your car. So as long as you don't like take a grinder to the outside of your car, like putting a snorkel on, there's not too much you can stuff up. So the worst that could happen today is, I reckon, we put the wrong bolt in, cross thread the bolt, whatever, I don't know, snap a socket. And a bolt would be like, I don't know, 80 cents from Bunnings, probably like $1.50 from a high tensile shop. And then like a new socket might be like $17. So, and that's like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is we get this thing completely changed. We get the bumper on Jesse's car, the Bullbar on Riley's car, and probably some KFC. It's Saturday. I haven't had KFC all week. I sound like a fatty, but I'm hungry. I love the tent because like this bloke next to me is just looking at me like the lights. Don't mind the shit job. I did it myself. And now I can just look out and I can see the light screen, and they can't see me and I can see them. Bit of privacy, I reckon. Hey, this works out brilliantly. The turn I have to take to get to old mate's place is right next to GYG. So that means it's breakfast burrito time. Cute.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Okay. We are on our way. Nothing beats a GYG breaky burrito. Mr. Dan is here. We got Mr. Dan, Jesse, and this is the nav we're going to be taking it off. So Jesse got majored, much like myself, and decided to part ways with it, part it out, and then move it on. So we get the pleasure of taking your bar off here before it goes. But, oh well, we'll get stuck into it. We're going to rip the bar off this one. Riley's missus is going to get food and drinks in his car, and then we'll show you his car. We're going to rip the bumper off that. Swap them, make sure every bolt goes in so it doesn't fall off like mine. And we'll just film it all. Okay, so to start it off, it's basically working from the top to the front to the back. So you want to pop the hood, you want to rip the grill off. From there, you want to get access down into here, and you'll be able to take the bar off. And then what you want to do is take the thing that mounts the bar to the chassis off, aka the winch cradle. So we'll pop that off and have a gaze. Okay, so I completely missed a step. You got to take the underneath bash plates off. The sections underneath here. Riley's working on demounting all the little stuff. And then what you want to do is there's 3 bolts either side. You want to crack them loose, and then you should be able to wiggle the bar up and down. Get a hand, and you'll be able to lift the bar off and then take out the winch cradle.
First year, second year? What here?
We're gonna hit you.
Can you make this the cover photo?
Just get out of it, eh?
Okay.
What's the thing called when on YouTube? Like the cover
Thumbnail.
Yeah, thumbnail.
Yeah, make sure that's the thumbnail. Smart with car.
Okay, so we've got majority of bolts out. So there's only 2 left. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold the bar up, and then we're going to pull each bolt out each side, and then the whole front bar face will be free. And then all that'll be left is the winch cradle, which is completely separate. So there's two parts to it. So right now we'll get the bar off, and then we'll work on the stuff behind the bull bar.
Hey guys, welcome back to my video.
Okay, so Jesse's car is completely bull barless. We've got it all there, all the bolts all in their little positions ready to go in. So the next step is get Riley's bumper off, disconnect all these electrical, all the stuff in there. Big girl. Yep, and then we'll get it all sorted, slap it all back together, and then we should be done. Okay, so we spent a bit of time getting Riley's front end apart, and it's time to chuck the bull bar on. So we'll chuck the bull bar on, and then we'll chuck all this stuff, the bumper over there, and we'll put it all back on Jesse's nav, and then we'll wire up all the lights on both cars, and then it should be good to go. Okay, so we're gonna chuck Jesse's car back together first because it's much more simple to put a bumper on than it is putting the whole bull bar and everything back together, and we're at the front of Jesse's house. So this is the little crash bumper, like the version of a bull bar for a bumper. Sits in here, mounts in here, and then the bumper and everything else just click in. So while Riley's getting the rest of his car apart, I should be able to smash this in together and smack that bar on, wire this up, wire that up, then we're good to go. All right, look how unreal that is. So it's coming together. We've got the bar on, beverages. I'm doing the electrical now while Riley's tightening it all up. I think I've got to put a new harness in, piggybacked off the headlights to get the indicators working. But touch wood, it's looking good. And we just got to put the bumper back on Jesse's, and then that'll be a wrap. Okay, so I'm up in here wiring in the lights. Now, something to be careful of when you're wiring in the lights is you want to on Navara specifically, is you want to disconnect your negative terminal on your battery, because if you short out anything, rather than blowing a fuse, it'll just blow the BCM, I think, and then you need a whole new computer for your car. So just be careful with it. Yo, and that's how she sits. You stoked or what? It actually looks pretty good. All lights wired up. Just gonna grind back these little sections here, the grinder, but overall looks pretty tough. All right, got the bumper back on. Bull bar's over there on Riley's nav.
I can't see it either. I'm looking like.
Looks half decent for a stock nav.
I was like, where the fuck?
Looks better when the bumper was on my bar. But
You seem to hit the ground.
should I? Okay, so that wraps up the little build episode for this tiny little series I got going. It was only flares and then Riley's bull bar, but there was a little bit behind it, just showing you that you don't need to be a mechanic to do everything. Like, flares are easy as anything, they're just sticky taped on basically. But I'm gonna cut the video here. So we wrapped everything up. I apologize for the end of it, it got a bit short. I keep running out of time when I'm filming these things. I probably shouldn't even be filming them. We're going out on the jet ski this afternoon, go catch the sunset and everything and chill out. So thanks for watching. Like, if you're genuinely staying till the end, I appreciate it, because I'm just some bloke having fun making videos. So if you like the video, like and subscribe. Chuck us a follow on Instagram if you please. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. You.